What's up, Taiwan? I'm Hsiao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Thank you for joining us. Taiwan's presidential hopefuls have only one more day to register as candidates. But with the opposition split in three, it's still unclear who will end up running. John Van Tres brings us the latest from the campaign trail.
Not that long ago, Taiwan's opposition had high hopes for these two men. Kuomintang candidate Hou You-yi and Taiwan People's Party candidate Ko Wen-je were supposed to join forces. They promised to oust the ruling DPP by rallying those tired of their 8-year hold on the presidency. If they can get enough undecided voters, recent polls give them a shot at winning. And in theory, they still could. But while they have shared goals of wanting to oust the DPP and bring warmer ties with China, they've failed to team up. And the deadline for candidates to register is Friday, leaving them with just one day to figure it all out. The problem is this. For an alliance to work, one of them has to drop out to serve as the other's running mate. And neither wants to be the one to do it. Opinion polls were supposed to decide the matter fairly, with the less popular one conceding. But that led to arguments about the details. Now, Ho's camp wants a fresh look at the polls, something Ko's camp says is pointless. The situation's getting heated.
柯市长，你到底要不要？一句话。
其实科学就是科学，同样的数据不会有不同的结果。现在又要重新再做计算。 等于重新来过，其实也是当天晚上5个半小时。那我们不晓得到底在做什么。
Ko Wen-je has noted the disarray, but says there's still time for a solution.
美国方面也有问我啊，我说台湾是一个充满惊奇的岛屿。
The Ke-Ho split is only half the equation, though, because the opposition is split 3 ways. Electronics mogul Terry Guo also wants to challenge the ruling party. And while he's gone quiet lately, it looks like he'll soon be back in the fray.
今天我就是来领表，然后把该做的程序就做好。
And that leaves the ruling DPP's candidate Liuqiu, the one who stands to gain from a split opposition. He's contrasted his side's steady unity with the opposition's infighting.
台湾在这个当下是经不起纷乱，更经不起试验，必须要有经验，而且充满历练的经验的这个候选人。
With so many choices and almost a fifth of likely voters undecided, this election is far from settling down. And the turmoil leading up to Friday's deadline is likely just the first act in a contentious election season. Kama Xu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Vice presidential candidate for Taiwan's ruling Democratic Progressive Party, Bi-khim, says war with China is not an option.
I think we have reiterated our position that we remain open to dialogue, that we are also committed to the status quo.
The former envoy to the U.S. was named as leading presidential candidate Liuqiu's running mate earlier this week. Hsiao says the U.S.-Taiwan partnership is critical. She also says she plans to use her international experience to solve issues facing young people in Taiwan. These include soaring house prices and stagnant wages. Now, Taiwan's former envoy to the U.S. has made a name for herself as a cat warrior, a deliberate contrast to China's combative wolf warrior diplomats. But can her candidacy lift the DPP's campaign? Well, to find out, our reporter Sally Jensen spoke to Liao, an assistant research fellow at Academia Sinica.
So Bi-khim is set to be Liuqiu's running mate for the DPP candidacy in January. Could you explain the representation of Bi-khim as a cat and Liuqiu as a dog, and why it's resonating in Taiwan at the moment?
Yeah, I think the cat metaphor really is a continuation of President Tsai Ing-wen's policy legacy. So just a small story is that the cat of Tsai Ing-wen, called Xiang, is in fact a rescue cat from Hualien when Bi-khim Hsiao would serve as the legislator in 2012 in Hualien. So it symbolized, I think, their personal relationship, but a continuation of this emphasis on equality and sort of this like feminist empowerment and female leadership in Taiwan.
How does meme culture play into politics in Taiwan?
I think during the COVID-19 time, the government actually launched a series of meme campaigns. So famously from the Ministry of Health and Welfare, the 总裁, this little Shiba Inu dog meme, that it really serves to sort of ease the political and psychological tension, under this contested geopolitical time. So similarly, the cat warrior symbol really serves to, I think, symbolize, one, the kind of strong but not aggressive attitude of Taiwan's diplomacy. But second, just to build, I think, relationship among Taiwanese people, during this really heated geopolitical time.
But why would Lai need a character like Hsiao in his campaign?
Yeah, I think Xi definitely is a huge plus for Lai's campaign, because Lai, I think for the younger generation, he's more of the old dog of the DPP, which, some of the young people might call 老绿男, right? Like the all green male symbol. But Hsiao, I think, is a more kind of refreshing candidate. And also, she's the first one who proposed the same-sex marriage bill in 2006, even though it failed. But it really shows how she has this continuation and emphasis on LGBTQ policy, again, right, on female leadership in DPP.
That was Wen Liao from Academia Sinica speaking to Sally Jensen. Now for some international news. North Korea tested a ballistic missile a day after South Korea suspended a peace agreement between the two countries. The suspension came in response to claims that Pyongyang successfully launched a military satellite. We take a look at what this could mean for the region's security. Residents of Japan's Okinawa prefecture woke up to the sound of air raid sirens on Tuesday. They were triggered in response to North Korea launching what it claims is its first military satellite. The launch prompted South Korea to suspend a landmark peace agreement signed with the North in 2018 that said that both sides would cease all hostile acts towards one another.
남북 간 상호 신뢰가 회복될 때까지 9.19 군사 합의 효력의 일부를 정지하는 방안을 추진코자 합니다. 이는 우리 국가 안보를 위해 꼭 필요한 조치이자 최소한의 방어 조치입니다.
The satellite launch comes as North Korea works to boost its missile and weapons program. Pyongyang has tested almost 40 missiles this year, and its leader Kim Jong-un has vowed to launch more. This increased aggression has led South Korea's allies like the US to increase their military presence around the Korean peninsula. Just hours after the satellite launch, a US aircraft carrier holding dozens of advanced fighter jets docked in South Korea to reaffirm Washington's security commitments in the region.
The U.S. ROC alliance remains at a high level. We provide readiness to provide protection for the Republic of Korea against any threat, any adversary. This includes the full range of U.S. defense capabilities.
The US, South Korea, and neighboring Japan have recently boosted trilateral military exchanges in light of rising tensions from North Korea. Leaders from the three countries recently met at the Camp David summit in the US and pledged to work more closely on managing North Korean missile tests. A move analysts say should deter any escalation from the North.
I think in really revitalizing the US-Japan-Korea trilateral and deepening and enhancing that security cooperation, you're actually filling what was a strategic hole in the security environment and increasing deterrence in that realm.
Whether it's missiles or satellites, allies in the region are all working towards stopping North Korea's aggression to ensure these tests don't spill into actual conflict. Militaries from the U.S. and the Philippines are holding joint maritime and air patrols in waters near Taiwan. The patrol started in the Philippines' northernmost point, about 100 kilometers from Taiwan. They include aircraft from the Philippines and U.S., as well as Navy vessels. The patrols are likely to anger China, which claims most of the South China Sea and views Taiwan as part of its territory. Far-right Dutch populist Geert Wilders is on course to win the Netherlands parliamentary elections. Exit polls show Wilder's Freedom Party gaining 35 out of 150 seats. That's 10 seats ahead of the closest rival, and that lead would give him the most power in forming the country's next government. Wilders is a contentious political player, known for his anti-EU and anti-Islam rhetoric. He's vowed to end all immigration to the Netherlands. Back in Taiwan, locals from one of Taiwan's most popular travel destinations are pushing back against government plans to build a new vacation resort on their tiny island. Tiffany Wong has this story.
This is Taiwan's southern island of Liuqiu. Home to 13,000 people, it's best known for its turquoise seas and diverse marine life. But an influx of visitors, 20,000 a day during peak season, has harmed the environment, driving the local government to push tourism to other sites. One of these places is the 87 Highlands. Once protected land, these forests lie 87 meters above sea level. First opened for development in 2014, it was only this year that plans for a resort were approved by the local government. But residents protested, which has put the $8 million project on hold. Now they're calling to return its protected status to prevent future development on the land.
唯一的净土，它如果被更动的话，那势必会造成自然环境上面的影响。
全票通过，要求县政府要让它重回保护区。我现在强调就是重回保护区，它原本就是保护区了嘛。
The Pingdong County government has not promised to drop the project entirely. It has agreed to consult residents on future development projects.
在未来的通盘检讨中，参酌乡亲的意见以及小琉球的都市发展的现况，以促进合适的土地使用。
But locals say people who live on the land should get to decide how it's used, and they don't want to see another part of their small island given up to tourists. Until the government restores the highlands' protected status, Liuqiu's residents intend to safeguard the last untouched parts of their home. Patrick Chen and Tiffany Wong for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's Oscars entry for Best International Feature, Marry My Dead Body, has won the Audience Award at the Asian World Film Festival in Los Angeles. The supernatural drama is about the marriage between a living police officer and a dead gay man. These so-called ghost marriages are part of traditional Chinese culture. The film touches on topics such as LGBTQ+ issues, crime, and police investigations. It's the first Taiwanese movie to win an award at the Asian World Film Festival. The film is also one of the frontrunners of this year's Golden Horse Awards. For more about this supernatural comedy, our reporter Liao spoke to its director, Hsiao.
How would you describe Marry My Dead Body to an international audience?
What we are truly conveying is about tearing off labels and breaking out of the stereotypes. And the most important thing is that no matter your gender or sexual orientation, all of us are the same in the face of love.
Did you expect this film to receive such a positive reaction from the crowd?
For me, it's a fantasy journey. They would say the movie is beautiful, unexpected, funny, and touching. I think after the COVID, people need the comfort of a comedy.
And how do you feel about all of your nominations at the Golden Horse Awards and also representing Taiwan at the Oscars this year?
The movie covers many social issues, but it is packaged as a genre which uses a comedy to discuss serious topics. And the movie content represents Taiwan's contemporary significance. After the law was passed officially in Taiwan in 2019, Taiwan became the first region in Asia to pass same-sex marriage. And the movie strives to present the value of the gay marriage and the love after this event. This might be the reasons why the movie stand out.
That was award-winning director Hsiao speaking to our reporter Liao. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, check out this LED exhibit in Queens Botanical Garden in New York. I'm Hsiao. Take care and see you next time.